Feel like I've lost myself, my personality, and my love for life. I'm having an issue that will probably be relatable to some people. Lately, I feel like I've lost my sense of identity and personality. It stemmed from a massive loss of confidence, and I have begun to question everything about myself and whether or not I've ever been the real me. I'm sure a lot of these feelings are attributed to depression, and while this is something I'm aware of and I have accepted that I have, I simply cannot accept the fact that it has sucked away my entire personality. I wouldn't go as far as say I was the life of the party, but I certainly always was an outgoing person. Anyone that knows me or knows who I used to be would say that I'm a confident and happy and constantly adding spark to conversations. However, now I have to painstakingly think before I say anything to anyone, even my family. Every sentence is prejudice line and nothing flows naturally anymore. I am uncomfortable. When there is a silence, I always blame it on myself. And if there is any awkward moment in a conversation, and think that it wouldn't be awkward if I wasn't there. I have this need to be interesting and different, and someone who people love and want to be around. I am so unhappy with myself and genuinely have no idea of what brings me joy anymore. It leaves me having to seek joy from internal factors such as others. Validation is something I heavily rely on to an extent that I wasn't even aware until I began to realize that spurts of happiness I would have from receiving a nice message from someone. I don't recognize myself like this, and I'm so afraid of my friends seeing me like this that I don't message or talk to anyone for days. I hate doing this, but I know isolating myself like this just makes me feel more alone. And while it's my friends care and want to be there for me, I know it's hard to be there for someone who barely gives so little back. I fear that I have fallen so deep into this mindset that I'll never be able to find my true self again. All I want is some confidence and hope so I could start rebuilding the real me, not some false facade that I seem okay. I want to be real, raw, authentic, and happy. I know this isn't something that will come overnight, but it's killing me that I want to stray further and further away from myself every day. Oh my gosh, OP. Don't be so hard on yourself because you are getting older. And as you get older, certain personality traits change. And sometimes that's hard for us to accept when it's happening right off the bat. And we might feel like we're being fake or losing ourselves or whatever. But in the end of the day, we're growing, we're becoming someone. And if the friends that you are around you don't feel like you can confide in, then maybe they weren't real friends. Maybe they were just temporary people. And sometimes that's hard to give up on certain people that you really enjoy, but you just grow apart. But if that's what needs to be for your own health and sanity, then hey, do it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it is nothing more freeing than getting rid of people that weigh you down. Think about it as carrying bags of heavy trash everywhere you go. The moment you set that bag of trash down, you get some relief. So try it. It doesn't feel like it at the time, but I'm telling you, getting certain people out of your life will help this so much. Let's get into this because I'm so curious what people said to her. I'm in a similar situation to you. I moved with my extended family 4 years ago, and since then I noticed my mental and emotional health in decline. As unfortunate as it is, when COVID started last year, I was laid off for 10 weeks. Thankfully, it was spring, so summer was around the corner. I spent most of those 10 weeks at park or in nature. I turned my phone off and made myself less available to those who have only contacted me when they need something, as opposed to just checking in. Don't get me wrong. I think human interaction in every moment of life is to give and take, such as this conversation. But when you're struggling with yourself and how to interact with the world, it's scary. I started asking myself why I felt I was an unsocial, lacked social skills. To sum it up, I constantly found myself comparing myself to others and not investing in my own interests and hobbies, regardless of what anyone thought of me. Where does my extended family fall into place? Since I moved in with them, I found them to be a negative bunch. If I stepped out to go for a walk, there was an issue. If I went for a drive again, there was an issue. Fast forward from today, I'm fed up with living in a constant state of fear and need approval from others. as opposed to listen to what I want. I don't care if anyone thinks it's weird that I go for a walk before, during, and after a snowstorm, or even just in general. It's a healthy way to blow off steam and enjoy the elements. I also deleted all the social media off my phone, and I'm challenging my creative side to do things that I find interesting and fun without sharing them to the world for attention, validation. Not only that, I am pushing myself to be more social, get out my head. I'll give you a great example of the terms of that. I went to the park yesterday. I walked for an hour. During that hour, anyone I came across, I would make eye contact with and smile and say, "How's it going?" Keep challenging yourself and pushing yourself to be a better version of yourself. Even in baby steps, I have seen a lot of negative things in my life, but I don't want to stay stagnant and in the same spot for the rest of it. And no matter how many steps it takes, my first will always be to get out of bed, be thankful for the day ahead, no matter what that holds. Stay strong and keep pushing. And this person is so correct. Taking walks and speaking to others. Because right now, everybody is going through a sad time. So just simply smiling, not even having to say, "How's it going?" does drastic wonders for people. Love yourself and forgive yourself. Meditate in bed, give yourself plenty of rest and sunlight, and perhaps go for a walk. And then, when you're feeling especially energetic, hopeful, and optimistic for something, write it down and remember what that thing is and see if it speaks to you. Really see if it's something you've always wanted to do but never realized. It may just take more work than you're giving it. And ask yourself, are you willing to put the work in now and take baby steps to find the fields and learn and discover and learn to wonder? Be curious and be helpful all over again. I've learned that gratitude journal does indeed help. So I say start one of those as well. In fact, start a gratitude journal, a manifestation journal, and fuck everything, fuck this, and fuck you journal. And write some dark ass shit in there. And then burn those pages or something. I don't know. But you are still here. And although we have never met, I felt you. This post is 3 years old, but it sums up exactly how I feel right now. I've been stuck in quarantine for so long that I've lost my social skills. When I went back to school, I stuttered and was so nervous talking to people that I would talk gibberish just to fill up the silence. I wanted people to like me so bad. It's gotten better. I could hold conversations without stuttering now by slowing down. And I don't feel urgent need to fill up on awkward moments and meaningless words anymore. But I still crave validation from other people. I don't have any hobbies. I used to be a creative person with art and reading books. But if you asked me to create something from scratch now, my mind would go blank. It's weird. I have friends, although not very close. I feel a rush of dopamine when hanging out with them. But when I go home, I feel empty. I struggle to care about my friends and I stopped enjoying the places I used to go. This is my biggest secret. I feel detached from other people, even from my own family. I feel grateful, but I'm not sure I feel loved. Sometimes I tune my friends and family out unconsciously when they're talking. I hate that I'm this way. If I really cared about them, would be closer. I also have trouble being vulnerable. I don't think I've ever shown anyone my anger, sadness, and the gross parts of myself. I'm at the point where I'm afraid to change myself further. I get along with people now, and I can hold basic, small talk conversations. People enjoy my presence, and I enjoy theirs. What does it take to change into an authentic person? People already perceive me as bubbly and happy. Shouldn't that be enough? Do I really have to show them my true self and drive them away? I want to change myself, but I'm afraid of changing for the worse when I'm already in a good enough spot. I'm sorry to read that you're feeling like this. It could be awful to get stuck in this cycle of these types of thoughts. There are several ways to break the cycle. Once you know the way that works for you, you'll fly out of this place and find the confidence and the real you. This might seem like an odd question, but do you do anything to get to know yourself? I know this might sound like an odd thing, but getting to know yourself is a great way to increase self awareness and will turn into a path to find true self and happiness. It's a very powerful process. A great place to start would be doing small, simple things like journaling or taking a third perspective on yourself and understanding what you like and don't like. Meditating, exercise, and doing any creative type stuff can also help engage the mind and find alignment. Read, but also hurt too. This way I've been feeling for about at least 6 months it's this way I've been feeling for at least 6 months is like a roller coaster. Some days I'm over it and convince myself that it's an obstacle I can easily climb over with a little perseverance. But other days it feels like an existential crisis that consumes me. I want to be a filmmaker and artist. I've always have loved storytelling, and everyone has said I'm full of passion and light up a room. I am now 28, and something started changing when I moved to Manchester. Everyone here shines. I feel like I've got to 27, looked in the mirror, and saw somebody completely different to who I've seen for most of my 20s. The pandemic definitely left some lasting impact. Getting older, the lasting impact of lockdown, moving to a bigger city, and comparing myself to people I believe are more better looking, more interesting. The loss of family members. There are real tangible things that contribute to the way I've been feeling for over the past year or so. But I guess I just wanted to let you know that you are not alone and that your words have helped somewhat. I know we're going through our own personal shit, but it helps to see somebody open up about it, I guess. Not gonna let it be me, and neither should you. Reaffirm your shit. I felt like this for around 5 years, just losing myself more and more as time goes on. I wasn't gonna comment, I just came here looking for help. But the more comments I read, the more I cried and the more I related. About 5 years ago, at the age of 23, a family member put me through something that traumatized me. Then I got into a relationship with a narcissist and we had a child. I don't know if either of those things caused it. I know it was around then when it started. I still feel completely lost. I don't feel like I used to be at all. I have lost my confidence, my joy, and my spark for life. I feel like I have molded myself into the people I'm around so they would like me. So I never feel like I am truly being me. When I'm alone, I just think of all the things I might have said or done during that day and how people around me probably hate me or find me cringe, embarrassing, or laugh about me when I'm not there. Logically, I know this can't be true. I just can't move past the feeling like this. I think about every conversation I had that day and I doubt myself constantly. I feel detached from myself, my friends, and my family. I don't feel the connection I used to have with anyone anymore. I crave connection with them and know they love me, but I feel anxious that they start to hate me, that I have become a complete shell around them. Tonight, one of my older friends talked to me about how I was a completely different person who I used to be, and that I was no longer bubbly, confident person I used to be. How I always seemed anxious, and even her mom noticed. This is why I'm here now. I tend to avoid social situations with groups of people. By groups, I mean small, about 3 or 4 people. And if I do, I usually just sit quietly until someone talks to me because I feel rude or unwelcoming to join in the conversation. And then I get such anxiety that people think I'm weird for being so quiet. I mean, it is probably weird. I struggle massively to set boundaries and don't know my own personal moral code anymore, other than be a good person, likable person. And like, what the fuck does that even mean? I end up letting people walk all over me a fear of upsetting them if I tell them they're upsetting me. I'm really worried about the way I'm going to knock my son's confidence because I need to show him how to be strong, self-assured, confident person with dreams, goals, and aspirations. But how can I do that when I don't even know who I am? He's so bubbly and confident now. What if he loses it because I'm his biggest role model? And I am barely a person and haven't been for a long time. So, along with other anxieties, I spend so much time feeling guilty and like a terrible mom. It's probably silly, and I feel silly writing this, but I want my old self back, or any self. I just want to feel like a real person so I could be happy again and show my son happiness. By the way, please don't get me wrong. My son obviously makes me happy. I adore him and everything about him. He is the only person I don't feel a detachment from. But I do fear he will stop liking me too. I'm a beach girl. I love the beach. I love the waves. I love how calming and relaxing it makes me feel. But I don't live anywhere near the beach. What I found relaxing and equivalent, and it's not the same, I know, but it's very equivalent, is finding a spot, maybe on a park bench, maybe in the grass, and I lay out in the sun that is right next to a freeway and I close my eyes. The sounds of the car, even in the city, like on a freeway where they constantly driving, I promise you they sound like waves. That is the only time that I feel so incredibly relaxed other than being at the beach. So I'll go to that park and I'll lay a blanket down and I will lay in the sun and listen to them cars drive by. If you have to find a happy spot, a quiet spot, then do that. Find what makes you happy. Maybe yours is the opposite of mine. Maybe you're not an ocean fan. Maybe you're a mountain fan. And that's good for you. Take you a hike. Be gentle. Take baby steps. Relax. Catch your breath. Enjoy the bugs in nature. Enjoy the different kind of trees. Look up and see what the clouds have painted for you. Get one with nature, birds, animals. See it all. Stop looking to people and look around. Go for a walk. Find the sun, lay down. If you're close to the beach, go to the beach and get in that sand. That sand is therapy. You know I love sand because it's rocks that the ocean have broke down over time. And that's how I feel that the ocean does for me. I was such a hard rock, but when I went to the ocean, I feel like it softened me out. But don't give up on you because you matter. Hey, I appreciate if you made it to the end. And I also wanted to say that if anybody who has listened to this is feeling these types of way, find something that's going to help you be happy. And sometimes you do outgrow the things. Maybe you used to like to paint, but now you want to play the drum. Your happiness matters. And not just for you, but for the people around you. Have a good rest of your day and God bless.